Okay. So yesterday we discussed about introduction to Java, basically, about the history we discussed and what is the execution flow of Java program in the sense like what is an extension you need to save or whenever you create any class or a file, how the execution flow will happen, like how you receive the program output. Now, what are the points will play a key role. Post that we discussed about JVM architecture. Now we have seen like what is JDK, what is JRE, what is JVM, how they will interrelated during the execution of a program. Everything we have seen yesterday. So let us continue. So for today, we'll just discuss. So during the introduction, right? So once the JDK launched, is nothing but how and why already multiple programming languages were there, but still people started preferring Java. Why? The meaning of, as I said one point yesterday, so during a worldwide conference, like when Sun Microsystem demonstrated the importance and the futures of this Java somewhere between 1996, people interested about this future. So object oriented. So now Java is a object oriented programming language. OOP, object oriented programming language. And one more thing is robust. The meaning of robust is strong. So we'll just see what does it mean by object oriented. Okay, so object oriented basically this means that so the Java programs can be written by using class as well as object. So but again like when one query will come, so what is an object basically? Object. So most of the people, so trust me, so most of the people still they will not give a confidence in the sense like real-time experience, they are working, still they don't know they will say Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. But when we ask, so can you just brief about that? So what is an object? So can you give some more examples? Still people will struggle because the basics are more fundamental blocks for any programming language. Okay, so let us discuss what is this object. The meaning of object is anything which really exists. Okay, so which really exists, which we can visualize, and which exist physically. So the best example is like if you want to see, right? So now vehicle we can say, I mean cars we can say. So I can see RD, BMW, like BMW, Kia. So different cars will be available, right? Like Baleno, Brezza. I can visualize. If someone asks, do you know Hyundai Creta? So I can visualize, yes, this is a model of available like that. Now again, I'll just go back with the fruits. So mango. Mango will be really exist. I mean, I can just take it and I can feel it. So banana. Okay. So strawberry. So which we can see visually, that is nothing but object. Even if you see, right, players, cricket players, or a human being like we exist and we are discussing, we are talking, we are regularly connecting. In the sense, somewhere the object is nothing but which really exists. Okay, that is nothing but an object. So the best examples for an object we can say here is, so which you can see. So for example, you can see, right? So this is an object. Okay, so which exists physically. So now this is cat. Now this is tiger. Now which exists. We can see and we can visualize also. Now let us just take. We can visualize all these things. So these are all objects. Okay, so now Java is an object oriented programming language where we can design
Yeah.
any programming language with the help of class and object. So okay, so the meaning of here is,
Mm.
so using class and object using class and object we are going to design. So yesterday we have seen one example. So if you remember one example, welcome message we have seen, you have seen, this is the one. So without a class we
Yeah,
cannot write a single programming language. Please go on mute.
become
Yeah, please go on mute.
yeah.
Okay, so without this class, right, we cannot write any single program. So that's why most of the people will say Java is a pure object oriented programming language. When we say pure, without using
Mm.
this. Without using this, you cannot write any single program. Even though you write, right, Java compiler during the execution mode, they won't allow for execution purpose. Okay, so now come back to class. So object we have seen, what is an object? Which exists physically, which we can visualize, which is having some kind of a characteristics. Okay, so now let me just take. Now, what is a class? Class is a group name, basically. We can call as a class is a group name which is having some kind of a behavioral properties. So group name, when we say group name, so now if you see, right, so dog, cat, tiger are objects. Just please check and go on mute. Okay. So now when I say class, class is a model, we can say multiple definitions we can say. So what is a class? Class is a model, class is a blueprint, or a class is a group name for creating an objects or for utilizing the object properties as well as actions. Now you see, right? So now I'm saying dog, cat, tiger. These are all objects. Now these are all represent. So what we call basically, this belongs to animal, animal. But we cannot, I can see and I can see. One second. One second. I'll reshare one second. So I'm resharing a screen. So when you join, right, just please check. So whether you are in mute or unmute, so should not cause issue for others. Okay. Yeah. So now you see, right? So this is animal. We are saying animal. So I cannot see animal, right? So if someone asks you, can you give me example of animal? So you can give any name which you can see, which you can visualize, but we don't have any term, or I cannot visualize animal, but I can say examples. So this is nothing but a class. Class is a group name, blueprint, or a model which can contains similar properties as well as behaviors. Now you see, right? So all are belongs to animal group. The meaning of animal group is nothing but equally they are having similar properties. Even though we can categorize domestic animal, wild animal, but finally they belongs to animal group only. Equal, similar characteristics we can say, similar characteristics. Now come back. What is this? So now these are all cars basically. So we can say vehicle, vehicle. So now I will add some. Now you see, right? So all I can see, visualize in the sense if someone asks, so can you visualize how BMW looks like? Now, can you visualize what are the safety features provided by Skoda? We can all visualize and we can go and we can touch and we can feel it. So these are all objects. But what is the group name to represent this? Is it comes under vehicle. There is no vehicle. There is no vehicle. I cannot say. So if someone asks what is a vehicle, we can give some kind of an example like a bus, lorry, truck, car, bike, scooter, multiple examples we can give, but you cannot see vehicle directly. This is nothing but what is class and object is nothing but class is a blueprint or a model or a group name which represents the behavioral and similar properties. Now all these are having similar properties even though little bit difference in the characteristics. So some cars is having 4 gears, some cars supports automatic version, some cars supports EV version, but finally this comes under vehicle group only. So that's why we can say behavioral and characteristics is similar to the class and object. Now this is one of the major advantage of Java. So that's why we can call Java is a pure object oriented programming language. So now you can ask one query. So do we have any such programming language while development during 1990s? We don't have. We don't have. So C++ we have on that time. So C++ we can say that is one of the object oriented programming language, but that is not a pure object oriented programming language. That is partial. When I say partial, right, without using class also you can design your programs and you can execute. That is nothing but partial. When you say pure, without using a class keyword, you cannot design any program. Okay, that is the difference between partial and pure. Now come back. This is one feature. Okay, so which is attracted to everyone there. That's why Microsoft announced Internet Explorer. We incorporated your Java software so that we'll start using your Java, so that like whatever the enterprise applications you design, you execute, you utilize your browser like Netscape Navigator, Mozilla Firefox, Opera. Okay, so now come back to robust. What does it mean by robust? Strong. What does it mean by strong here? So how Java becomes strong? Now again, so beautifully designed exception handling mechanism. Exception handling mechanism. So in earlier other programming languages, we don't have to handle errors. To handle errors, we don't have any mechanism to handle exception or error. So just to give what is the definition of exception is I think, but it is an error. But for now, you can consider it is an error. Okay. So the error usually what error use? What is the disadvantage of an error? Error means somehow your application is not working. There is a wastage. Somehow some issue causing an exception. Error might be data loss, or the program is not behaving consistently, or you can consider today it is working. So tomorrow whenever you are executing in any other environment, it is giving incorrect results. There is no accuracy in the results. So that is nothing but error. So it gives inbuilt exception handling, inbuilt strong exception handling. Now again, so memory management. So this is one more feature which we can say is that Java is having a strong object-oriented programming language. What is memory management here? So we can say memory management basically. So memory management is nothing but how handling the memory. So whenever you are creating the data, okay. So you have created a data, but for some point of time you have not utilized the data. So still, how the memory will be allocated? In the sense, allocation, deallocation, allotting a memory. So yesterday we have taken the same example. So you bought four gadgets, different gadgets for kitchen, like for hall, for master bedroom. So what are you doing? So based on your need, you are allocating a space to keep that products in one location. So that is nothing but you're allotting some memory to that product. Now after 2 3 years, now you are the guy, keep on upgrade yourself. Meaning is like whenever the new model will comes. For example, hair refrigerator you take. Okay, they have released fifth version. 24 by 7, super cooling and all. So after 2 years or 1 year, they have introduced like seven upgraded version. So what we do basically, in the sense like those who updates regularly, they will simply deallocate. Deallocate is nothing but they will remove that the existing product and they will keep the new product there. So if you are not using that, deallocating, deleting that. So JVM, who will do this? So JVM uses internally. So there is a concept called garbage collector. We'll discuss on threads. There is a concept called threads, multi-threads and virtual threads. So we'll discuss there. So how exactly garbage collector, which algorithm it uses internally to deallocate the memory. So again, like when I go back to the previous programming language, right? So if I take C, C++, COBOL, Pascal, multiple programming languages, they don't have inbuilt memory management feature of allotting and deallotting. So programmer need to write a code to release the memory, in the sense to deallocate the memory. But in Java, the advantage here is programmer or the developer no need to bother about the memory. Internally, the garbage collector will take care of unused variables or unused memory. So this we can say robust. So how these are all the two basic features they have introduced along with Java first version JDK, and they have given demonstrated in the worldwide conference with multiple vendors. Okay, any queries here? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, yes.
Uh, yeah, can we have subclasses under the class? Like for example, now you have mentioned that dog, cat, and tiger comes under
Right,
animals,
right,
right?
right, 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 right.
So can we have a subclass like if a dog is a meat eater, tiger is a meat eater,
Yeah,
only
yeah,
others
yeah,
have.
yeah. Yes, 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 yes. We have subclasses. Yes, we can write subclasses.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
hi.
the
You
basic,
told that
huh?
exception handling is only in Java, but in Python also we will use exception handling.
Yes, yes. No, no. I was saying during JDK first version, in the sense like 1996, I'm just comparing this first version when
Okay,
they have
okay. Yeah.
introduced JDK 1.0, how people or vendors attracted to use this Java programming language. So
Okay, got
1996, we
it.
are discussing about 1996 when they released JDK 1.0, right? So Python is also object-oriented programming language. You see, right? So whatever the object-oriented concepts we have, so now all programming languages started, even though they use different coding snippets. Python is an object-oriented programming language. But now we can say, but these points, what I'm discussing, right? Pure object-oriented, like robust exception handling mechanism, memory management, all these are demonstrated in the first JDK version somewhere between 1996. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Now let us move. This is a future. So now let us move first steps towards programming. What are the basic steps we need to follow? So if I want to write a Java program, okay. So let us start. This is the first thing. Comments. Comments. Okay, so comments. So most of the developers in real time, right? Most of the developers assume that so someone worked like 2 months in one module. So again, like they have moved the project or they have moved to other organization somewhere. Now the new resource team or a project hired like intern or a contractor, anyone. So now again, as part of the replacement, he need to continue the work. So the 2 months work, he need to understand in the sense the existing resource or a colleague, he can complete it, the work and complete. So now if I want to understand, so how? So this will give you comment. So even though, like, let's take real-time example. You bought one television or you bought Apple iPhone. So you are a first time using iPhone. Okay, so you don't know like what is iPhone, like how do we need to use. Android is easy, but somewhere little bit complex. iOS, first time you are using. But what we do basically, so power off, no, don't know. So how to adjust the gadgets, icon, themes, we don't know. So basically what happens, either we can Google it, okay, or we will go with the iOS and all. So our each and every product will provide one kind of a description booklet along with the product. You need to take this, you need to consider this, you need to charge your phone like that. So what is it? So it will give the description of the product. So you buy any gadget like television or anything. So usage, they will give one kind of a tip like 5 pages, 4 pages, a small dictionary type, they will give its pocket. The meaning of this is nothing but each and every product, the description is very important. So what does it mean by the description? The description gives the details about how to use that product, what is the compatibility of that product, now what are the details of that product, and what is the warranty of that product. Now that is nothing but that is a real time general terminology. But if I come to programming, right, this will play a key role. Whatever you program you take, if you don't write a description what exactly you are defining in your program, then people will struggle. Assume that like we have a assume that like we have, so still super talented people we have. Let's take like any product, right? Any product like architect we have, leads we have, so super talent technical people we have. Still we cannot assure that my product will not give a production defect once I release to prod. Why? Multiple projects hire a separate support team to handle the tickets, even though we have super talented team. Any any response or any answer anyone can give? So we cannot say, even if you visit Amazon, even if you visit Flipkart or any e-commerce applications, Myntra, we can find easily 10 to 15 bucks. Like if you see, right, like every quarter Google itself provides some kind of an ad. If you find any defects in my product, I will reward you. I will send some price to you. So why? Because all the people in e-commerce, right, they are super talented, like 25 years of experience, 30, quick learners, quick adaptability. Still they are struggling. Still we will get a multiple production defects. That's why again they need to apply billable, like billing for a support team they need to hire to handle the support tickets and all. So this is one of the reason. So not handle the requirements properly with a clear description. So whatever the code you are writing, finally, if you are developing a software, the meaning of this software is nothing but code only. Multiple classes interrelated with each other. Now it will give some kind of a output based on your input. Okay, so if we will not follow the proper standards while giving the problem, whatever the problem or whatever the program we are designing, going forward, it will impact to each and everyone. So whether you are a replacement resource, you will struggle to understand what is this code, why we have used this code. Now, what is the use case of this code? Now, again, if you are not a replacement resource, someone, non-technical person using, non-technical person is coming, so due to some kind of a issue, they want to understand like exactly to debug the issue, from where it is causing the issue, from which code it break down, whether this is a regression issue or a new issue. So this will help you. If we follow, in the sense, if a real programmer follows the first basic steps of programming, whether that is a standalone program or an enterprise application program, this increases the readability of the program. Why we have written that code, why we have written such code or so many lines, what is the importance of that module. Okay, so now what is the comment here? Provides description, provides description of the future used in a code, in a code. So it gives this. So what is the advantage? Increases readability. Readability. Okay. So easily understand. Easy to understand. If you don't have comments, it's very difficult to hard because multiple classes will interact with each other. One data is flowing from one class to another class like that. So if you will not follow this, definitely a programmer will struggle going forward. Once your product will deliver to production, again, multiple support tickets we need to handle. Okay, so now let us, how many types of comments Java will support? Okay, so three types usually. So two types we can say, but each and every programming language will support dedicated comments also. So let us go with single line comment. So single line comment, which starts with like this, like this. So now single line. So for example, if I want to write, so good morning, this is one comment. Okay, so now this is one more. So if you want to increase comments, each and everywhere you need to write like this. So single line, the meaning of one line comment, which can be easily ignorable by Java compiler. So you have used comments in your program. During the execution, compiler will simply ignore if you're following this kind of a syntax. This is one thing. Now multi-line comments. So you want to explain multiple things for that line which you have written. So for that purpose, what we can do? So this is a multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. So how can it starts? So you can just give slash asterisk. Now you can just fill here all the data like this multi-line. So now after that, what you can do? Now you can just close like this. Now you can close like this. This is a multi-line. Multi-line gives more description about what is the class you have picked up, what is the concept you are going to implement in your program, why that concept is important in that particular program. This gives more description. Now one more thing is there is a concept called Java comments. Okay, so Java comments looks like it will be look like this. Okay, Java related components. Okay, it starts with like this only. So this is a multi-line, single line comment supported by most of the programming languages. So if you go other programming languages also, this will support. So this is a Java oriented or a Java comments, we can say. So Java comments, you see, right? So slash with multiple asterisks, you see, right? Slash multiple asterisks. So this is the difference. So what is multi-line and Java comments different? If you see multi-line, so only you have this one. So if you see Java comments, you have like this. So again, like Java comments supports multiple annotations also. So we can say tags also. So for example, like if you want who has developed that program, you can just name it as author. For example, today I'm going to develop one program. Yes, I can use this author code and you can just implement here. So I have written that particular method. So going forward, if something goes wrong or your method plays a critical role, so people will recognize you. So you are the author for that. Now you can use somewhere like this. So what is the date you have used? What is the date? This is a legacy code, or this is a new code, or this is a code which you are going to implement as part of the new requirement. So you can mention everything like this. So the difference here is multi-line comments only give the description, but Java related comments will ask or will support comments also. Okay, so let us see here. So what we can do here, let us go back here. Now we have implemented one program, right? So this is, we just discussed about like how to execute. While discussing the flow of a Java program, we discussed this. Now let us start implementing the comments, whatever we discussed. Okay. So now this gives you, this program is a three lines program. So by reading this, I can able to understand that some kind of a message we are passing, that is the expectation. Okay. So let us implement here. So now I start with Java comments. Okay. So slash. Okay, you can give double asterisk. Now you can just give like this. So automatically what happens? IDE, that is the advantage of IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Okay, so the advantage of using IDs are look and feel. By seeing this, so whatever orange colors you are able to see, right? Little bit orange font. This is nothing but keywords, reserved words, which supported by Java. Okay, so now this is white font, which starts with uppercase letter. This is nothing but class. Now you see, right? Blue font. Meaning of blue font is nothing but it is a method. Okay, we'll discuss about that. So now this is a Java comment. So what I will do? So what is my class name? You can just mention here, message. This is a Java file. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, I'm going to utilize some tags. Let us see. Author. Okay. So what I will do? So this is a test user. Okay. So we can use our name also. No problem on that. So now, since, in a sense, like when they have started this development. So when they have implemented. So now we can use since. Okay. Since. So today is a 29, right? So 2026, you can just use. So 01, now 29. So somewhere like that. So now you can just give one more message if you want, other than annotations. So if you are starting with annotation, right? Start symbol, you can call it as a programmatically. That is one kind of an annotation, we can say. Okay. So now let us just brief about your program. This program display a welcome message as output in terminal. Okay. So if you want, you can just give, this is a message also. So you can just give what is the expected output before execution itself. You are the executed. So output. So this is your expected output. Now this is how we can use the Java comments. Okay, so what does it mean by author? Name itself tells it is easy to understand who developed, who written this class. Now, when they have implemented this, by seeing this, everyone will able to understand. So is this a legacy class which is developed 2-3 years before, or the recent one which we have implemented recently, this quarter or last quarter? Somewhere it will give high level information when something goes wrong. All this will help to understand the problem statement. If something goes wrong, then it will be acting as a debugger for you. Easily we can catch this kind of a, if something is having issue. Now, this is a Java related comments, right? So let me implement multi-line comment here. Okay, so multi-line comment. So how it starts? Slash. Now you can just give like this. What is the difference between multi-line and Java comment? You see, right? So now what happens if I use one more? Now what happens if I use one more? Okay. Now multi-line comments, you can use multi-line. So now let me just, already we have discussed about, right? So let me just describe about this one. So main, it is, okay. So is a method where JVM will start recognize during the execution of the program. If you don't have main method, JVM simply ignores the execution. Okay, so I will use like this. Now let me see here. So now what I will do, I will give here. Okay, so any error it will give. Let us see. I'm using one annotation called parameter. Okay, so now anything. So there is no look and feel here. You see, there is no look and feel also. So you can remove. If you want, you can keep everything here above, or if you want, you can just give this one. So this is the difference between Java and multi-line comment. So if you want a single line comment, okay, single line comment. So now let me just use system. What is a system? System is a class available in java.lang package. Lang package. So now again, one more thing. So if you see in this program, so how many classes we have written? So now you see this is a class. We can say this is a user defined class. User defined class. So user defined is nothing but I have created a class. I don't have any restriction. I can use any name. Only the rule I need to follow is it should start with uppercase. That is a rule. Okay, that is a naming convention which I need to follow. Now, if you see, this is the one class which starts with uppercase. You can visualize here. So what are the labels? It starts with uppercase. Now I see string starts with uppercase. The meaning is I can easily identify, yes, this is a class. Now you see, right? System. System is also starts with uppercase. So I can consider, yes, system is also class. Now you can just mention. So string is a class. Again, it is available in java.lang package. Lang stands for LANGUAG, language. Lang stands for language. Now you see, right? So I don't want to use single line comment. Okay, single line comment. So program display the result successfully. I don't want to write anything here. So I have not used any naming convention nor syntax, nothing. Without using any comment syntax, I just simply typed. Now you see, right? What happens? So you are seeing red font here. The meaning of red font in any programming language is something is not wrong. Go and check. Now what happens? I'm just going to execute this directly. Okay, so now I'm just going to execute. What happens? So who will stop? Let us see. Now you see what happens. So line number 19, you see line number 19, there is some discrepancy in your program. So who executed this program? Meaning is, so Java compiler itself, it stops your execution here. So if you want to provide more description in your program, so you need to follow the syntax. Either you use Java comment or you use multi-line comment, or at least you can use single line comment. Now, if you use, right? So now I'm removing here. Okay, just give this. So we don't see any red font here. The meaning is till now, whatever you have followed, it is working fine, successfully.
Hi, quick question.
Yes.
Couldn't we use annotations in the multi-line comments?
We can use, but that is not preferable basically. We can use, let's see here. So what I will do, I'll just copy paste here. Okay, so we can use here. That will be not preferable basically. So even though it will not give anything here, so there is no, what I can say, there is no proper use case here. So now I will just use one more annotation called param. Okay, so what parameter we have used here? So there is a args. This is an argument. I'll just explain more on. Okay, just don't bother about the terminologies which you are using. Just focus on the comments part. Now what we use here. So now I have used this. So it won't give anything. So even though you have written, right, so nothing will happen here. But I
So
will just
what's the
explain what
main
is the
purpose of
important.
Java comments then? Yeah, what is the main use of Java comments? Because it looks similar, right? So like the usage would be yeah, but what is the main purpose of Java comments then? Yeah, because
I'll
none of them would execute right at the end while we execute.
Yes. Agree. But there is a advantage of using Java comments. In next step, I will say. I will show you. Okay. So why we have used this author since, what is an advantage if you are using Java comments, we'll explain. So come back here. So now what I'm just going to do. So now we don't see any red font here. Okay. We don't see any red font. So what I will do, I'll just execute the program. So now you can execute. So run. Okay. So now you got the result. So the meaning is comments are totally ignored during the execution. So you got the result. What is your expectation? This is one way of a execution of a standalone program. Now one more way I will show you. So you can just go here. So now in source, you have this class. Okay. Welcome message, you have a class. So if I want to run from command prompt, let me just execute here. So open the terminal here. So now you go one by one here. Now you see multiple options here. Okay. So just open the terminal here. This is one more way of execution here. So one more way of execution is, so now this is my workspace. This is my project workspace folder and all. So I want to execute from the terminal of my file. So how to do that? First, I need to navigate till here. because this class is available in this folder, or we can say directory. So now what we need to do? So there is a command called change directory, cd. Cd stands for change directory. You can just give mention source. Now hit, so you navigate it to source. Now just give ls. ls stands for list of files. Okay, so how many files you have written? You have here, it will be a combination of .java, all files it will give. ls stands for list of files. Now what I need to do, I want to compile. So if I want to compile, yesterday as part of JDK, we discussed about one tool, Java C, nothing but Java compiler. Okay, C stands for compiler. Java C V is a tool inbuilt provided by the JDK as part of your software, like Java development kit. Now, what is the syntax I need to follow? Now, welcome message dot Java. You can just give this. So what I'm doing here, I'm compiling the program. So two stages. So compiling the program. Now, after that, what I'm doing? So I want to run the program. So if you are using terminal, right, you need to use two stages. First, you compile the program. Once you compile a program, it will generate you a .class file. After that, to execute a program, you need to use Java again. So what are you doing here? You are running the program. So now you can just use welcome message. Welcome message. So only the difference here is if you are using compiler, you need to use dot extension. If you are running, no need to use dot extension because this is for JVM. It will pick your dot class file, convert the bytecode instructions to machine language instructions. Hit it. Now you are getting this one. So when you run this, right, when you run this, you will not see the difference. When you run directly, compiler automatically inbuilt. This IDE will support internally integrated with compiler, right? Automatically compiles and this dot class file will generate. Directly you will get the output. This is one
Can't
way. Yeah.
can't I just instead of using Java C, can't I directly run Java welcome message class file? Should I definitely be using Java compiler initially and then doing this?
No, we cannot use. No, we cannot use. So I'll
Okay.
just show you. We cannot use. So if you don't have, so let me just show you. Okay, so I'm deleting this. We cannot use. So now I'm just showing this. So that's what the execution flow of your Java program come into the picture. Now what I'm trying to do, I don't have any dot class file here. Okay. So now what I will do, I will just modify something here. Welcome everyone. Okay. So I will just add one thing. So good morning. I'll just add it here. So source code I have changed it here. Now what I'm trying to do, I will just try to execute here. So now Java. So class name will be same. I have not compiled here. I changed in my source code. I have compiled. Now I'm executing. Now see what happens. Now you see what happens. So you got class not found exception. If you're using terminal, the first step will be you need to compile the program. So the advantage of compilation program is again, like let's go back here. Now let's go back. This is the flow we need to follow if you are following the terminal. So source code you have written. So before it reaches to program output, so JVM need to be there here. So it needs bytecode. Then only you will receive output. Otherwise, you will see class code not exception. Meaning is during the execution, JVM, internal JVM, Java virtual machine is unable to find your class. Okay. So if you are using terminal, you need to compile the program first. It will generate dot. I'll just show you. So you see, right? You don't have any dot class file. So what is the advantage of compiling? Now compile it. Now you see only two files. Now when I compile it, what happens? It has added welcome message dot class. You see, right? So now from here, you can just execute. Now you see the output. So now we have updated the source code. We have changed. So it taken the recent change also. This is an advantage if you're using terminal. So now come back here. Okay. So what happens? Now let us just see here. What is the advantage of using Java comments here? Okay. What is the advantage of Java comments? So now one more advantage of Java doc, like if you're using Java comments, right? So we can generate HTML documentation. So the major advantage of using Java comments in any programming is documentation will be important in the sense it will generate one kind of a easily navigation type of document. We'll see this. So I have used the Java comments here. Okay. So now let us see here. So to generate the Java document, so I want to execute some kind of a command here. So now I have Java comments. I need documentation of my program, which will give the more description here. So now use Java doc. Okay, again, this is one tool which is designed or give inbuilt along with your JDK. So as part of the software development kit, Java doc. So give -d. Okay, -d is nothing but it will create one kind of a folder. Okay, so -d. So now you name it as a folder name. So now I will just name it as a doc because it will give a clear information. So doc. Now what is your file? For which file you want to? You need this one. So I need this one. So now you see welcome message. Okay, .java. Okay, so now what you need to do? So now you see, right, we don't have any folder here. You see, only idea out source we have. Source we have, that's it. Now, again, like we have executed this command under the source. Now we are in source folder. Now what happens if I execute? Now what happens? So it generated multiple files, .html, documentation. Okay, so no comment here. Now it gives something. So no comment. Okay, so main, it has given no comment here, main. Okay, let us see here. So now you see that the first thing is, so it added, so by this command, it generated one kind of a folder. It created one folder for you. Okay, so expand this. What happens? All these are all .html file, right? So go to index, right click it, open in the browser. Okay, open in the browser. Now you can see some kind of information. So now the advantage of using Java doc comments is it will generate a documentation file which can give more information like this. Okay, so during the production, right? During the production, if you categorize your team, like product team, engineering team, architect team, multiple, right? So whenever you have a production releases, like whether that is a minor or a hotfix or a major release, this kind of a document will share to the production stakeholders because users are more of non-technical. They don't know the technical terms we need to use. So what they will use, they will refer this document, which is similar to API, we can say, which will be the description of your thing. It will give more information here. Now you see, right? So let us go back. So this is a class name which we have used. Now you see it, welcome message. Now you see java.lang.object. Okay, so we'll discuss about this later. Now you see what is the class name we have used. Now again, this I have not used. Extends object. Extends object I have not used. Only we have stopped here. Just created a class. But inbuilt added more code here. Now welcome message.java. Now since meaning is like when they have developed. What is the comment you have given? Okay, so this is a comment which we have given. So welcome message, this one. Now welcome message, the details. To answer your query, this is an advantage using Java comments, Java doc comments. So now if I remove this, now what I will do? Let me just delete this. Okay, I will delete this. Okay, delete this. So now let me remove this also. Now I don't have Java comments now. Okay, so now still I can, let us recompile again. So even though I don't have any changes, but let us recompile. Okay, sorry, what is happening here? Save it. Recompile. Execute. So works fine. So now Java doc. Generate the Java doc. Okay, so go back here. Okay, so index.html, open it, index.html. Now open it. So now what are you getting? So you are getting what is the class you have used. So inbuilt, this is inbuilt. So you are not getting any information. So about your class details, now what is the expected output you are referring when you are executing, all those things you are not getting. So inbuilt, when I say HTML, right, this is easily navigated. So when you click this, right, it will take you the description of that. So come back here. Now, if you want easy navigation, we can say, now I want to explain, I want to learn more about main. So you can just click here, main. So it will give more details. So where you have used main, what you have used. So now you want to understand what is this basically. Now click on that. So it will take you to that particular method and gives more description. What is this basically? Okay, that's what we can say is, so using Javadoc in your program generates the HTML documentation, which increases the readability. Again, Javadoc is a inbuilt tool provided along with JDK. So you can just remember, so what are the different types of tools provided by JDK other than JRE, JVM? So you can consider Java C like Java 2, Java Doc. Just now we have C. Okay, so one more thing here. So now if you see here, so we have seen here. So now we have written multi-line comment like system is one class, string is one class. But if you observe, so we have not written any packages basically. Okay, so the rule number two after comments, the rule number two is so import packages. Import packages in a class. In a class, if I say class, in a program or a class, we can say. So importing the package. Why we need to import package? Basically, what is a package? Package is nothing but, so the name itself tells, package is nothing but collection or a group, we can say. So again, in that collection, what you can see or what you can utilize. So class, I can utilize classes, inbuilt classes, I just write predefined classes. Predefined classes is, so I will not write anything. I will just call the way how I have called jetset. System.out.println. System is the inbuilt class. Now string is an inbuilt class. Just I have called, that's it. Automatically the program or your Java development kit tools will take care. Predefined classes and methods. Okay, for now, you can just consider this one only. So like once we start this package session, so I'll just discuss more about, so how many packages we have, what is the importance of package. Again, like if you consider Java as the ocean, how can I remember multiple packages? How this package will help me to design the best program. Okay, we'll discuss more on that. But for now, what you can do, you can just consider what is a package. Package is nothing but a collection which will provide inbuilt classes and methods. So now you see, right? So now this I'm saying java.lang. So let's see whether it will allow or not. I'm giving import. Now import, when I give import, it changes to orange font. The meaning is this is a reserved word. Okay, so import, we are using Java programming language, Java dot, you see, right? So these many packages internally we have, it will support. So now you see it, java dot language lang. Now hit dot. Now you see, right? So system we have given. These are all classes basically. You see, right? C. First blue font. C. The meaning is classes. Now these are all directories. In these directories, you have multiple things again. So C stands for class. I stands for interface. I'm just giving the difference between the labels it shows here. Now these many classes it will support. You can use these classes directly without using any issue. To use this class, no need to write any other code. You can just call it, use it, plug it, utilize it. So now this is the first thing. Now you can just use this. So now import. Now two classes we have used, java.lang.string. Now this is one way. Okay, so if you don't want, I don't want to write multiple classes because it's very difficult or hard to me to remember. So, but I know the package. So one more way, if you don't want to go with the individual things, so you can just give lang.star. So the star means, asterisk means all. Whatever the classes, interfaces, whatever the concepts or components comes in this package, you can utilize in your program without any issue. Okay, either you can go or either you can go like this. So, but I will prefer this way, because how much knowledge you receive this package, right? That much easy while designing the program. Immediately we can, so I want to integrate it with some kind of a concept. Which package will give me this? So this will give the support. Now again, you see, right? So if I use this, I don't have any issue. Okay, so without this also we executed. Without this also I have executed. Without this also executed. So now one query. Is it mandatory to import java.lang package? No. Till JDK 1.5 version, it is mandatory. It was mandatory. So if you are not importing java.lang in your programs, you will get a compilation error. Java compiler directly throw compile time exception. But post Java 1.5 version, they have integrated inbuilt whatever the components available in java.lang package, everything they have given. So now let us just go back here. Java.lang here. So they have integrated now package. You see, right? Package. Now I'm just clicking this package. Still we are in our Java document only. Now you see, right? This will give the information. So what is this package? Now how many packages, I mean classes it will support internally. Okay. So all these things it will give. Still we refer this whenever we design to understand the requirement. Still I open multiple packages in as part of my regular work. Okay, so I will try to understand what is the best class I need to pick, what is the exception if it will throw. So we will use. So every Java developer open this and they will implement accordingly, because all these documents are provided as part of your Java only. Now you see, right, what is the version we have using? Java SE 17, like which software I have installed, version 17. Okay, so I'll just give this in chat. Okay, just spend some time to understand what is this package. We'll discuss more on this one. So come back. Now the meaning, I was there here. Yeah, JDK 1.5, after JDK 1.5 version, JavaSoft people made it as optional that the classes or the exceptions or whatever the component you want to use in your program, don't explicitly import that package in your program, not required. Without that also, you can easily execute your program. That way, you can reduce number of lines in your program also. So as a full stack, as a developer, we need to keep a mind or a keep a point is nothing but, so we need to design our program, avoid unnecessary steps, make your program simply and easily understandable. That's the main motto. Okay, by following all the standards and naming conventions. Okay, yeah, we'll continue. I will stop here for today. Okay, so we'll continue and we'll discuss more on in upcoming session. We'll discuss about like what is a class. We just discussed about the definition level now. So we'll discuss more on like what is a class and what are the components it will come. Now again, like what is this we discussed. So how many ways I can write main. So without this main, if I want to run a program, what are the challenges I want to face? Now, if I not follow the proper naming conventions, so what are the execution errors it will come? The errors, the name of the error is very important. Recruiters will always ask the code snippets. They will give one program and they will ask, this program definitely will give the error, but what type of error it will give? Compile time or runtime? We need to be in a position to answer that. Okay, so how to answer that? When you do practice, then you come to know all those things. Okay, yeah. I don't have anything for today. I'm done. If you have any queries, we can take it up. So I'm pasting the package link. Okay. So if anyone is having time or bandwidth, I mean, you can just have some time. Okay. So looks like none of the team members joined here. Okay. So just to revise. So yesterday, as per yesterday's discussion, right? So demo classes are completed. Okay. So again, as part of the regular class, we are in regular class only. So tomorrow and next 2 days, we don't have any class. Okay. So next class will be so your Monday on my Tuesday. Okay, same time. So you can just discuss with Naushad about further timings, about your registration, about the portal, login details and all. So after that, I mean, we can just continue our regular classes regularly. Okay. So any query? So still 2 more minutes we have. Okay, then I can take it as a no. Thanks for joining today.